With everything inspected where we want it to be, we had to take it apart one more time because now we're at the final stage.
It is a dial with an SUV going downhill. That is your downhill assist.
Alrighty, so at this point we are ready to install the main part of the support, which is this one right here that's got the heavy duty hinges on it. And we're going to use some of the provided hardware by Smittybilt. And Smittybilt was actually kind enough to provide a whole slew of hardware. Trying to grab this without dropping it. A whole slew of hardware, like the bolts that go right here for the mounting on the tailgate. As far as the hinge part that goes in the body, we're going to use the factory ones. But as far as like their packing list with all their hardware, they're very well organized, easy to read, whatnot. And yeah, this fella's a little bit heavy. So what I'm going to try and do is I'm going to slide the hinges, now that I've folded it. I'm going to slide the hinges into the openings, and I'm going to present the 4 bolts that go in the front, and then I'm going to present the 6 bolts that go in the inner hinge. So just hope I don't drop it. Now before I tighten these down, I do want to make sure I get a couple of these here started on the inside. Alright, so I got the top 3 started here, and I got the outer 4 already started. Before I continue, I'm going to remove this painter tape because it's really not going to be needed anymore. I'm going to leave the one at the handle where it actually swings open. I'll leave that there for now. But I don't want like some of this area of paint that's already hidden under here to stay behind. So let me see what I can do. Let me get this one. This is going to be easier. I was able to get it all, no problem. Alrighty. So that little happiness being exposed, let's go and get the lower 3 on the inside started. All right, good to go. At this point, we're ready to go ahead and tighten up them 6 and these 4 10 bolts, and we can actually call it a day as far as this part of the project. Not that we're going to stop what we're doing, but let me go ahead and get them all tightened up. Perfect, everything's looking good. The next step from here, let's go ahead and tighten up these 4 bolts, and then we're going to put on a support bracket. This I believe is a 14 millimeter. Let me go ahead and change my socket. All right, this bad boy is secure. Now, just for laughs and giggles, let's test it. Let's go ahead and remove this little piece of painter's tape. All right, so now the tailgate is solely dependent on the heavy duty hinges. I'm gonna hang on to this. It's the camera, I don't want it to fall or dangle, smack something. There we go. Let's give it a look. Wowee, works as expected. And still closes nice. All right, right on. Before I move forward, this was the camera cover for that swing gate. We're gonna go ahead and not use this plastic part, but we're gonna keep this right here. And on the aftermarket ones, it's super easy. You can get your footing in there. All you gotta do is just pop it out. There we go. This guy, garbage. All you're gonna keep is this part right here. And for the most part, I believe we're just gonna remove the camera. Really tiny little Torx bolts. This is something like a precision screwdriver kind of set. If you have like these really tiny Torx screwdrivers, go ahead and use them. If you're really careful and patient, you can actually use a very tiny flathead screwdriver. Yeah, that's how I got this one on here. Whenever I put in that tailgate spare tire mount. But since I got the right screwdriver, we're going to use the right tool for the right job. Alrighty, so now let's move to the other side over there. We're going to go ahead and put in that heavy duty support for the hinge. And this area should momentarily be finished. Let me grab that thing real quick. Alrighty, and last but not least, for this portion right here, we're going to go ahead, and this is where the tail light was. We're going to install this support bracket. So what you're going to do is this support bracket, going to climb in there. You are going to locate it on top of the factory hardware. It actually slides over the nuts. It's right there. And Smittybilt has provided 6 of these nuts. It's got like these spinner washers on them. They're knurled in the back for locking. So let's go ahead and get them started here. And they feel like crimp nuts, where they're kind of like, they're not a perfect circle, they're kind of oval, and they will tighten as they go. So let me get this started here. And while I'm doing this, let me talk to you about this for a second. There's a piece of in the instructions, which let me tell you, the instructions are outdated because it says something about shims that go back here. I called Smittybilt, and the shims are no longer packaged because Smittybilt has redesigned this HD carrier with extra material to compensate for the thickness of whatever they're talking about. So since they did that, the shims are no longer needed. They just need to update their installation instructions. You know, that's really it. So once this bracket is fastened in place, honestly, you can start to put the assembly back together and put the tail light back on. But let me get that out of the way. Let me get, I believe that's a 13 millimeter. And let me grab my ratchet. Okay, and they're all in. I know that this ratchet actually torques down to about 40 foot-pounds of torque. But as I recommended, go ahead and pick yourself up some blue Loctite just to put on the threads. Don't know what kind of off-roading you do, but with vibrations, there's always a chance the fastener can come loose. Let's go ahead and go to the next step. Alrighty, so we got the primary part of the heavy-duty spare tire carrier installed. The hinges are bolted down. Like I said, but my cordless ratchet tightens down to about 60 foot-pounds, which is a little bit more than what those bolts require, but at least it's secure. I got the reinforcement plate installed, and that's bolted down. The front of the hinge, they're all bolted down. The 8 of the center part, I got them started. I pretty much put 4 of them right here, just for a little peace of mind, and I put the other ones there just so I don't lose them. And of course, the cabin pressure vents are installed also. Now, before I move forward to the next part of this, I'm going to go ahead and put the interior back together, just reassemble that. We're pretty much done with that, so let me put it together right now. I'm not going to show it to you because I'm just going to put it back together the same way that I took it apart, and then from there we're just going to move forward with the rest of this. Alrighty, and here she is. Oh, let me go out of the way. I went ahead and I got the cargo area put back together, got the table back on. There was no reason to take the table off since I didn't take the table, I'm sorry, the tailgate wasn't fully removed. So yeah, I pretty much consumed time on that one, but I got the cargo area interior back together again. I even threw a spare tire back there. In fact, you know what? Part of this install, let me show you something real quick. One of the things they said that when removing the tailgate, that you're gonna need to drill this out, and they gave you some other little pivot there that's removable, but I still don't see a need for it since it's got a screw right there. If I was going to remove the tailgate, just take off this screw. It releases this, and then you could just take the tailgate off by the hinges. But we're well beyond that already. I got the job done anyways. One more shot. I got the interior back together. It's all in, and the tail light's back on. So we're actually good to go for the part of this project. Okay, so moving forward to the other part of the tire carrier, the actual carrier itself, not the tailgate assembly. I'm still collecting some hardware here. 4. That's 4. We need 4 of these guys. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, so we got 4 crimp nuts, 4 washers, and where is the other one? 2 12mm plates. This part's going to be easy. Now, let me show you something real quick about this. This mounting plate is going to be here. You got a whole slew of adjustment. Alright, anywhere. Honestly, as long as you got 4 bolts at any given point, it doesn't matter how high or how low you go. You know, you can make your adjustments. I mean, it's got freedom. It's got a lot of freedom of adjustment up and down, depending on the size tire that you're going to use. And let me get that part out of the way. I'm really going to talk about this part right here, the actual mounting plate itself for the actual tire carrier. Now, on a regular hard top or soft top, you've got adjustment in and out, depending on how deep the wheel goes. But you'll also notice, I'm showing you right here, you got a fixed hole right here and a slotted hole right here. That's another kind of adjustment, because what that would do is when you got this on, you line up holes, you can actually make this fit like a slanted back instead of being straight. For those of you that may have a harder or soft top that's got like a notch back and you like that pivot angle, you know, that allows you for that adjustment as well. That's just something I wanted to show you before I move forward with this install. Okay, so right at this point right here, let me grab the actual mounting plate. It goes on there, and I'm gonna go about top hole to top hole, hoping that's high enough. And this is really adjustable, super easy adjustable too, so that if I have to take it off and do it again, it's not gonna be a big deal. So I'm gonna put that vacuum plate back there. I'm gonna use 2 of the 12mm washers. Put that there, and I'm gonna use 2 of the 12mm nuts. Put that there. Now it's gonna work out nice. Use the other one, lower. And this is just helping me out a ton right now as I'm doing this install. Okay, that's good. Perfect. Now, I'm really hoping that this is going to be the right height for it. Worst case scenario, I take it off. But like I said, it's not going to be a super huge deal. Easy enough to put together. And it ain't nothing but taking off these 4 nuts right here after you remove the spare tire. And how I'm doing it is, if you look at this nut, it is crimp. It's got a flat side and a dome side. I'm actually going to use a flat side towards the washer. For some reason, it seems to work better that way. The other side is coned. I don't want to use that for obvious reasons, that I'm actually going to press against a flat surface. That just makes a lot more logical sense to me. Alright. That's pretty much there. All I gotta do is tighten that down. I just have to get the right socket size, which I didn't even measure out because I'm a dork. No. This is my largest one I got out here. What is this? It's a 17? No worries at all. Socket 4. Here's an 18. Oh, I think I got it. And luckily, I just put a fresh battery on my ratchet too, so I shouldn't have an issue tightening these down. Let's go and put this bad boy together. Alright, this guy's on here. I'm going to go ahead and remove the 8 bolts that I put on the tailgate itself so I can mount this. At least this part will be done. And then we're going to talk a little bit about the camera itself, because we're going to have to move the camera to fit this device right here. Alrighty, I went ahead and I took the liberty to take the 8 bolts off of here just so I can mount this plate. Now, for all intents and purposes, this plate is ready to go. It does have the appropriate recesses for the vents. That's where I've made it up. know what? I think this is going to be too low. I need to bring it up some. Yeah, I'm already looking at it. The center tire is going to be here. It needs to be higher. I think I'm going to reposition this and use. Yeah. All right, let me do that. Let me go ahead and reposition this bracket, and then we'll put it back on the tailgate. All right, let's go ahead and try that again. I went ahead and repositioned the tire mount to the highest position I can go, and still taking advantage of all 4 mounting points. Let's give it a shot. Screw in hand. Down here. Looks a bit better. That might actually work for 35. And that's what V-Notch has right now, 35s. Let's go ahead and work these on. Make these out the wrong way. And this is actually a very nice setup. Pretty much very similar to the one I had from Rough Country on Defiant. I wouldn't be surprised if they made it by at the same place and just stamped differently according to the buyer vendor. If that makes any sense. Let me just get my, yeah, we'll use the ratchet. Alrighty. Alright, she's on there. Alrighty, now that the tire or spare tire carrier support mount, everything is done. One thing is left, and there's this guy right here. This is to mount the backup camera. Now I do have the camera on there, but remember, as I mentioned at the beginning of this video, I do not have the factory spare tire carrier, and I'm missing a part off of there. It is there is a carrier bracket that's got the 3 14mm bolts on it for the spare tire for the lugs. I don't have that. Somewhere along the way I misplaced it or threw it out, you know, dumbass or whatever the case is, it's gone. So I just ordered another one. The cheapest one I found online was about 80 bucks. So if you got yours, keep it. If you don't plan to use it, store it somewhere, don't get rid of it. You never know when one time in the future you're gonna need it. It'll save you a minimal of $80, but I've seen them a couple $100. So don't throw those out. I do have one on the way. I should see it in a couple days. So I'm pretty much gonna put a pause on this project until I get that device a couple days from now. Today is what, like Friday the 18th or some jazz like that. I should see it by Monday the 21st or Tuesday the 22nd. I'll finish this project and button it up real quick. But so far, I got most everything done. I went ahead and I threw the spare tire in the cargo area. So if at least I go out, I still got my spare. So just hang in there. I'll be with you shortly. As soon as I get this part, we're gonna finish this project. I will see you in a minute. Alrighty, today is Sunday the 27th, and that one part I was waiting for finally came in. Like, let me go grab it for you. That is this part right here, the spare tire carrier stud bracket. Now it did come with the housing for the camera. It actually came assembled and pressed in together. I went ahead and I separated them. I'm actually not going to use this part because I still have the housing for the camera on V-Notch already. So we're really going to take advantage of this piece right here. But what we are going to do at the same time is when we take advantage of this, we're going to disassemble the camera from the tailgate. We're going to take it off of this. Because of its wire, we have to reroute it. So it goes through that hole in the center of this one here. And then we're going to reassemble it. Then we're going to attach it to the spare tire carrier. And where is it? You can see right here, it is actually attached by 3 screws. They're actually Torx. And I've got a very small T8 Torx screwdriver. Now, as I mentioned before, if you're very patient, you can actually get away with it. and use a pocket screwdriver, but the blade is kind of big compared to the head of that screwdriver. So it's something you have to be very patient. And remember, it's a tiny metal screw on a piece of plastic. It can be done. I've done it before, but since I went out of my way and I picked up a small set of precision screwdrivers that happen to have all these torques in them, we're going to use the right tool for the job. So let's go ahead and get started. I am going to go back to the back of Defiant. Let's go ahead and disassemble that whole little camera assembly so that we can attach the stud bracket. We're going to put it back together, and then we're going to go ahead and attach it to this right here. This is the I guess adjustable spare tire mount. Then we're going to place it on the permanent mount that's already on the tailgate. So let's go ahead and finish this job and keep on chugging along. All right, let's get her done. Okay, so here we are at the spare tire carrier. Now this is the permanent part one here, and this is the flexible one. I'm going to put this to a side for right now because we're almost immediately going to get to it. But first, let's go ahead and take this camera out of here. So I'm going to take this T8 Torx, if I get you on there, and it's like super simple. And like I said, it's a tiny metal screw on a plastic housing. Just be patient and be careful because they are small. Now I am fortunate that my delivery came with the other camera housing and I have other screws, but still gonna do my best not to lose these. And I got two out already. Let's go ahead and remove the third. I'm trying to be patient. Did it. Yeah, she's out. Okay, let me put them screws there. I won't lose them. Now, the camera slides right out. What you have is this connector right here. See if I can just pull it off, or can't remember how I did it last time. Here's a little pink thing. If I squeeze that, what happens? Ooh, good Lord. I don't want to break it either. Let's go ahead and tell you what. I'm gonna make a reference to something real quick. Let me go ahead and check my record on how I did this. What I need to do is I need to disconnect this cable from this camera. I want to make sure I do it carefully, and I want to show you how I did it, or I'm gonna do it, but I don't want to break it. Give me 1 second. Alrighty, I figured it out. I just wanted to do this before I figured it up. You got this little tab right here. We're gonna squeeze it in, pry the camera right off. So here's the camera, here's the cable. They are separated, and this is perfect. I'm gonna put the camera down. I'm gonna take this housing, and I'm gonna remove it. Let's go, little cable end. Right, perfect. Now, I'm gonna take the stud bracket, and I'm gonna assemble it. Come on. I want to go down evenly all the way across. I don't want to bind it because I'm obviously doing that now. There you go. It is now fully reassembled. Now I'm ready to put everything back together here. So let's go ahead and grab our cable. I'm going to shove that in through the back. Perfect. I'm going to grab our camera. A little high, can't see that. I'm going to grab our camera and our cable. I'm going to remate them carefully, and there is a snap, and it all went back together beautifully. And now looking much better than I thought. Okay, so now I'm going to grab these screws. So let me use the top of this mount here. Alrighty, and there it is. It's all getting wound in pretty good. That's it. This part's actually done, and I got the cable through the back. Very convenient. Let me see. I'm going to. Yeah, this is gonna look good. Very good. Alrighty, let me go ahead and put that down for a second. Let's put this down. Now we are going to go ahead and mate the adjustable to the camera. Before I do so, I'm going to remind you one more time that this is going to go like this, but it does have the adjustable features because of this slot right here. If I wanted to, and if we had the actual fixture for it, we can do that mounted angly if I had a slant back, but I don't. In this case, this goes this deep, as you can see, but I'm going to back it out some to the second to last hole. It allows me to take advantage of a slot right here, so I could actually use 4 bolts all together, or 2 bolts on each side. So let me go ahead and do that. I'm going to put this fella right here, and this is thankful to the hardware that was provided by Smittybilt. Okay, now there is a little play. I know you can't see it, but there's a little play, and then once I apply the torque, it should go ahead and squeeze them together, which I shouldn't have done this first. That was a bad idea. I think I got ahead of myself here. So let me take that bolt out. I'm gonna take this bolt out. Yep, I was too excited and got ahead of myself. Now on this fella right here, this is what we're using next. We're gonna go ahead and take our stud bracket, and we're gonna slide it in to the stud area. See if it's got a nice look to it. Camera's peeking right through. So far it's looking perfect. Now we have these 2 holes right here. We're gonna take the screws that were provided, and we're gonna run them through. And these are fitting with a cone seat right there, and that stud bracket came with nuts that are welded on, that are already threaded. So this is perfect. Okay, let's take our Allen wrench. I'm gonna tie these in here. I'm not gonna go as far as using my my power ratchet, because this is somewhat of an easy moment right here. Okay, that's there. I'll check the seat in a second. Let me wind this down. Oh, and I dropped it because I'm a dork. But just remember, as you're holding this, you still got that cable running through the tailgate. Don't take too much distance on this. Don't pull it. Don't let it drop. You may break the cable. We don't want to do that. You know, putting in so much work. You're proud of what you do here. Let's keep it going. Okay, that one's nice and tight. Let me recheck this one. Perfect. I can get you out here now, buddy. There you go. Look at that. That's beautiful. I know that Patty of V-Nuts are going to be very happy with this. All right. Now, making sure that the wire is safe. It is routed out of the way. I mean, I could have gone in so many directions, like to route the wire from here or from back here, but really, you know, that may be a consideration. But right now, the wire is safe and out of the way, because the only thing that's going to go here is a spare tire. You know, for the future, that might be a consideration. You may want to do that. That's actually a nice thought, but it's okay for right now. It's if V-Notch has any issues with it, we can go and adjust it later. So I'm going to take this bolt. Where's the holder? Right there. I'm going to take this bolt. Put that in the hole. This bolt. Put in the hole. Take this bolt. Put it in the hole. Alright, so at this point I'm going to take the other set of washers and nuts, and I'm just tying them in the back. All right, at this point right here, let me just go get the appropriate socket and wrench. We're gonna go ahead and tighten these down. Give me 1 second, let me go get that tool. All right, cheers, fully installed. Let's take another look at it. All right, here we go from the side angle. We're rolling towards the rear. Looking very nice. Got a good view of that camera. Camera's gonna come out there nice. And a side view. And as I predicted, when we tightened up those bolts, this area right here, they had a gap in it. Let's see, where's the other one right here? They all tightened up very nice. This thing feels very, very sturdy. Alrighty, that's really about it. I just got to mount the spare tire on it and I'm good to go. And I did make sure that it does fit V-Notch's spike style 12mm lug nuts. Everything works out well. I'm going to go ahead and button it up. It's kind of hot. I'm old and tired. I'm going to need somebody to help me lift up that tire. But I'll get you a shot of that before we're done. But thank you very much for joining this adventure. And before I forget, this kit is not only limited to what I have done today. This kit also has the ability to use a third brake light. But again, since I did not have the factory spare tire mount, I don't have any of the spare tire parts. That's why I had to order the stud bracket. But you could use the factory third brake light to mount it on an area of the spare tire, which is directly bolted to this kit right here. It'll make it look very custom, very genuine, not that tall pedestal mount that the factory one has on the rear of the spare tire, but something a little bit more modern and like I said, a great custom look. But I really hope you enjoyed this video. I hope I was able to help you out with this right here in case you want to do something for yourself. I am going to leave a link for this product in the comments below. If you're interested, go ahead and give it a look at. You know, it would definitely help out the channel if you did. But again, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. Don't forget to visit us at www.defiantjeep.com, where you can find all of your Jeep performance accessories, camping gear, other merch. And don't forget to visit us on all our social platforms. We hope to see you on the trail.